Hi YouTube. So I haven't done a talkie video in a while, so I thought I would do a quick kind of mishmash of a video. I want to, first of all, I want to shout out to Verdi. She's going through a really tough time. She's a friend of mine on YouTube and Tumblr and now Facebook, and she sadly lost her grandmother yesterday, and I just want to reach out to her and say that I really wish I could give you a big hug and tell you that everything will be alright. You living in California, it's a bit hard for me to do that, but I will be sending you something in the next couple of weeks. I'm not telling you what it is going to be, but it's just a little something to say that, you know, I'm thinking of you and that you're not on your own. I also want to say thank you to anyone that contacted me yesterday when I got news about my mum's health. She's been diagnosed with diabetes completely out of the blue. Diabetes, it sounds a lot worse than it is. I mean, initially I was a bit terrified by it, but it's type 2 and they got it quite early, and she, at the moment, excuse me, at the moment she can control it with diet. She won't need to be on any medication as of yet. I am actually having a blood test on Monday because I now have, my mum has diabetes and my dad's sister, so my aunt, has also got diabetes, so I am going to get tested. Hopefully it will come back negative, but we will cross that bridge when I come to it. I am going to be starting a weight loss vlog on here because I really want to start tackling my extra weight. I don't plan on becoming super skinny or anything. I just really want to get down to like a size 14, 16, and at the moment I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it, which diet I'm going to follow or what. I don't want to go to a diet group because I know that whenever I am on a diet of that type, I become obsessive about food and stepping on and off the scales every day, and it just becomes this horrible thing, and I don't like the person I become when I'm doing it. So I will say that at the moment I'm just gonna see what happens with this blood test. I'm due to go on a family break next weekend for 4 days with my parents and my brothers to celebrate my mum's 60th birthday. So whilst we are in Devon, I am not, and so my mum has agreed as well, we're not going to be discussing this situation or just, you know, we're just going to have a nice time, we're going to eat what we like and do what we want, and then when we get home we're both going to start going swimming once a week, and I'm ordering some workout DVDs which I might maybe review them on here. They've been recommended to me by a couple of people now, so I'm hoping they'll be good because I really don't want to join a gym or anything like that. I don't have the money and I can't get to one, so it would be wasting money even if I did join. So that's my options, and also walking the dog every day, so which I haven't been doing. But so that's what's happening as of the 15th, and hopefully I can start uploading videos about my progress and things. I have a couple of buddies online that are trying to lose weight too, so we might buddy up kind of thing, and help each other out along the way. In other news, I have booked myself onto a nail course at the beginning of December. It's a manicure pedicure course through OPI, and I am really excited. It's a 2-day course. It costs £350, but you get 120 or 150, I can't remember, about 120 or 130 pounds worth of kit, so tools, products, things like that. You are insured throughout your practicing, because you do the 2-day course, you practice for a month, and you take pictures, make a portfolio, and then you have the assessment afterwards. I have all faith in myself that I will be absolutely fine, because I've done it before. It's just a long time ago, so it's more of a refresher for me, and another qualification to put on my CV. I have come to the conclusion that my business is going to be quite difficult to get off the ground, which, you know, I maybe underestimated how hard it will be. Basically, the lady that runs the shop in my local town where I was going to be doing Saturdays, she's had to reduce the hours that they're open, because it's not making money and it's just not happening as well as she thought it would. So unfortunately I won't be working there, but I might still be doing vintage fairs with her from time to time, and it doesn't stop me doing parties for young girls, teenagers, women, whatever. So once I've got this qualification and got together some, you know, what do I mean, like, you can get these plastic wheels with pretend nails on and you paint them, and then people can see what your designs are. I think this is probably a better way than just keep taking pictures and waiting for people to come and let me do their nails. So once I've got some kind of, I suppose it will be a portfolio of my work together, I'm going to be approaching salons in the area and finding out whether any of them might be interested in me coming in and doing nail art specifically, or full manicures and nail art, or manicures, or whichever. But what it boils down to is I have just taken the decision that as of next year I will probably be quitting my dinner lady job, because as much as I love the kids and certain people I work with, I find certain aspects of the job very frustrating, and also it's kind of a pain in the arse that it's in the middle of the day and I only get paid a very minimal amount, so it's time to move on, basically. I haven't told work yet. I don't intend on telling them until Christmas time, so although I have mentioned it to a couple of people that I work with, but we're quite good friends, so that's why. So yeah, this is the plan for next year, is to maybe get a job in a salon, which I never thought I would hear myself saying, because I always said I wouldn't do it again. But the thing was, when I was younger, I was 16 when I did it first time. I worked in a salon. The first salon I worked in was absolutely amazing. It was lovely. It was in the local town. It was small. It was friendly. We were all in the same room together, so there was nail bars. And unfortunately it went bust, and it left us all out of pocket for a very long time because we didn't get paid, and it was all very bitter and nasty. I got another job in a different town with a salon that was kind of expanding, and I got put in a room on my own all day, and I hated it. I had no one to talk to apart from clients, and unfortunately the place where it was quite a posh area, and I'm not being like, I'm not pigeonholing people, but the type of women that came in to get their nails done had a lot of money, and when you would try to go out of your way to be friendly and nice and helpful and whatever, do your job well, you'd get £1 tip if at all, and they'd be talking about where they were going to stay at London at the weekend. So I found it very, very like soul destroying kind of. So I always said that I wouldn't do it again. So this time round it's going to be a very different situation. I'll be calling the shots, and I will also be, you know, looking for somewhere that I can work with other people, because I hate being on my own all day. I like to have banter with people when I'm working anyway. I'm quite happy with my own company at home, but that's different, isn't it? So yeah, that is that kind of update. Let me see how long I've been recording. 10 minutes, okay. So yeah, that's just a little shout out to Verdi, and I hope Rebecca's getting better now after her operation. And who else is there? Emmy as well. I loved your Sugar Skull Halloween makeup. I didn't get to dress up at Halloween because certain people didn't turn up to my birthday, to my party that I was going to have, so I decided to cancel it. There's only one person that watches these videos, so I'm not really going to go into the ins and outs of what's going on with certain friends of mine at the moment. I'm not pinpointing one. I'm just saying that I've had some issues with some of them. But I've made some new ones, and I have also met up with a couple of people that I haven't seen in a very long time, and we get on like house on fire now, and it's like there was never a gap between us hanging out, which is odd because one of them, it's 10 years since we hung out. So, but yeah, I'm seeing her for the second time in a week on Saturday, so it's going to be really nice. So that's my update. I was going to do a little tag as well. Somebody on Tumblr, which is what I think, I'm not sure if that's her name, but she's really sweet, and she's she put up a list of questions for an ask box things, and I never do those ask box things. That's really hard to say, because I can never be bothered to like go through all the questions without answering them, so I just nick the questions and use them for tag videos. So I will do them now because that's something to do. I've not been feeling very well today, so I thought, wow, what the hey, I'll just do a tag. So hopefully if I do this it won't take too long, and then that won't be a very majorly long video. So the first question is, what makes you feel most alive? Being in love with somebody makes me feel alive, without a doubt. Describe your best kiss. Then that doesn't make sense. No, describe your best kiss. It's got to be, I should really say my wedding day kiss, but it probably wasn't because I was really nervous and it was like a bit scary. But no, I can honestly say that it was the kiss that me and my husband had just before we got back together the very last time. So it was 5 years ago, something like that. We'd been through a lot of angst and upset in our relationship previous to that, and had split up, and things conspired, so we did end up meeting up for something, and we ended up kissing, and it was that kiss that made me realise that he was the one that I wanted to marry, and then everything fell into place and it was lovely. So yeah, that's my most best kiss. Can you love someone without loving yourself? This is an interesting one, because I would say up until this year I didn't really love myself at all, and yet I love my husband with all myself. So, but however, I must admit that this year, since I've kind of embraced myself and everything, me and my husband have become a lot closer. So perhaps it's true, if you love yourself you'll love someone better. I don't know. What is your favourite physical possession? It's got to be my laptop. As sad as that sounds, when I thought it was dying I cried. So yeah, that's really sad, but I don't care. It gets me in touch with lots of people. I keep in touch with family and friends and people I've not even met in real life that are lovely people, and I can't wait to meet them, so it's all good. Do you think you live in the past, present or future? Probably the present / the future, because I'm always looking forward to things. I think it's just in my nature to always plan ahead, or probably I do tend to look at things and think, oh, I wish I could do this or whatever, and hope that we can do it in the future. So present and future, I'd say. Complete the sentence. In a perfect world, I would be happy with my body, because as much as I am more confident than I was before, I am not happy with it at the moment. But hopefully in the next year I can become closer to that. No one's ever perfect. Could you ever enjoy sex without committing emotionally? Well, I can honestly say that I never have, and I never will. I've never ever done that with anyone that I didn't love, and if I have done it, it's been absolutely terrible. So things that I would not like to remember. Anyway, we'll move swiftly on. What is your earliest memory? I remember as a toddler, so I would have been 2 or 3, maybe even younger than that, I don't know, but I remember taking my mum's hankies out of her hanky drawer, or wherever they were, and tying them around stuff. I used to tie hankies around the table legs and chair legs and stuff. I have no idea what that was all about. Really don't. My mum didn't even know. She was just, yeah, whatever, weird child. What is something you'll never understand about the opposite sex? Okay, this is a big one, but fortunately it's not something that Sam does, so I'm very lucky in that I don't have to deal with it. But it seems to me that a lot of men that I know seem to, I wouldn't say control, but I would say restrict certain aspects of their girlfriends' or partners' lives. In as far as to say they don't, sometimes they might not be happy that their partner would want to go out without them, or basically just having a bit too much control over somebody. I don't like that. I think it's wrong, and I think it's unfair, and if anyone treated them that way, they wouldn't put up with it. So I don't like men that dictate what their girlfriends can and can't do, basically. How do you define the concept of a soul? I would say that it is that gut-wrenching thing inside that hurts when you're sad, and the same goes for when you're really happy. There's that sparkly butterfly feeling. That is your soul, because there's no other physical thing inside you that could do those two things in the same way, in such a strong way. So I think that's your soul. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your appearance? Nowadays, I'd probably say 7 out of 10. If you'd asked me this list last year, I would probably say 3. So I've come on a long way. I'm not saying I'm like hideous. I'm not saying I'm perfect. But like I said, nobody's perfect. How would you define your sense of humour? Very un-PC, and probably quite dirty, I suspect. If someone were to serenade you to win you over, what song would they sing? It would have to be Blue Eyes by Kerry Matthews. I love that song. I'll put some of it on the end of this. Are you more concerned with taste or calories when you eat? Taste. How do you decide when to let go of something? This is an easy one for me nowadays. When the cons outweigh the pros, then it's time for them to go. Basically, that's what the motto is for me. Especially if it's somebody in your life that you think you should be keeping in your life, but maybe when you really think about it, it's not really worth it. Do you believe in fate? Yes, in a way I do. I think there are paths in our lives that are already ordained, but you can choose different forks off the roads, if you know what I mean. But ultimately, you'll get to the same goal that you would do, whatever. Even if at the time it's something you think is absolutely terrible, it means that certain things in your life will happen. So, well, that's how I feel anyway. I don't know. It's my opinion. If you could tell something to an ex, what would you say? Just grow up. You're like, nearly 30. Just grow up. What does the third text in your inbox say? Let me have a look. Yes, it's going to be Mazers, from my nearly 40-year-old brother, talking about our holiday to Devon. Yeah, because he talks like a winner. Okay. What are 5 things that make you cry? Anything to do with my mum, anything about Sam, certain friends in my life, and my bipolar in general, probably. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Have you ever considered suicide? I tried it. I tried to commit suicide when I was 13, so yes, but not since. Not in a serious way, anyway. What was the last dream you can remember about? I was sitting in some kind of waiting room, reading some magazine or something, and this woman walks in from like a light doorway, and then I see a silhouette of her, and then I realise who it is, and it's my grandmother, who's no longer with us, and she is younger, how I remember her when I was little, basically, and she's wearing a dress that I now own and wear, and she comes and sits down, and she puts her hand on my shoulder, and we're talking about it, and she's saying, "Oh, you have all my things now, and because of the house clearance, and you look after them," and it was really, really lovely to see her. And I don't know about anyone else, but I believe that when you have people that have passed in your life, when they come and see you in your dreams, then I think that's actually them just trying to get a message across that everything's alright, and that they still care, and that they're there and they're around, and that they still love you and watching over you, kind of thing. So I mentioned this to Verdi about her grandmother, so watch out, you might be dreaming about her, and she'll come and say hello, I promise. Would you be more hurt by a partner having an emotional affair or a physical affair? Well, neither of those is ever going to happen. If you know me and my husband, then you'll know why. It just won't happen. I can assure you with all of my, I don't know, just it's never going to happen. Do you think your astrological sign suits you? Absolutely, 100% Virgo. Perfectionist, to the point where it drives myself up the wall. Creative, emotional, all over the place. Yes, Virgo, 100%. Even though I am actually on the Libra cusp, so I suppose I could certainly be slightly Libra-like, but I would say I'm 100% Virgo. Do you believe in life after death? like I said kind of when I was talking about dreams, I think that your soul or spirit or whatever you want to call it can linger around people that are left behind. So I know that I have certainly felt presence of certain members of my family that have gone when I'm very, very low or whatever. So yes, I think maybe not life after death, but they certainly don't just disappear. It's not just black and white like that. What historical period would you most like to live in? The 60s or the early 70s? Because, well, the clothes, the films, the music, it would just have been amazing. Do you prefer to stand out or blend in? I used to just blend in like all the time, but as of this year I have just completely stood out. So, and it's been really nice and I love it and I'm not going back. So that's how I roll now. What kind of drunk are you? Usually a very funny one, but since the last incident of drinking I haven't drunk, and I don't particularly intend to because I really don't want to get ill again. So I used to be funny. What's a trait that you hate in a person? Deceitfulness. People who say one thing and then do another. Make promises they don't keep. Things like that. Usually men. But women are quite bad for it as well. So yeah. Deceitfulness. I suppose lying. Maybe. If you could sleep with any fictional character, who would it be? Harry Potter. Moving on. Which of your 5 senses could you live without? Probably taste. Even though I love food, I'd probably lose some weight, so I'd go for taste. And I couldn't deal with no music, and I couldn't deal with not being able to see. So it would be taste or smell, so one or the other. But they're kind of interlinked. So how has your taste in music changed in the past years? I used to be very narrow-minded when it came to music. I only liked certain types of music, and if you liked something else I would be all up in your face about it. But nowadays I listen to all sorts of stuff. The only thing I cannot stand and will not listen to ever is R&B and like really shit grime and all that bollocks. I just can't stand it. Someone should tell my brother this, because he made me a mix CD for my birthday and it is full of R&B and hip-hop, so it beats me, it really does. What is your favourite fairy tale? Probably Snow White. Is that a fairy tale? I don't know. Which parent are you most like? My mother. I am literally my mother's daughter, like seriously really, really similar. Were you to have children, what would you name them? I'm not going to tell you because it's a secret and I'm not going to blab it out. Not that I'm pregnant, but I'm just saying it's something I want to save for that particular time in my life. So that was my questions. This is now nearly 30 minutes long, so I'm going to have to cut it off. But I will do another update video soon, and I hope that you liked the video. Sorry it's not a particularly interesting one, but yeah, big hugs to Verdi, and hi to Rebecca, and hi to Jess, and hi to Emma, and anyone else as well. I can't think. Leona, Louisa. There's loads of people that have been really nice to me in the last couple of days, so I want to say hello. Bye for now.